Good evening, everyone. Today is our 12th session,
Good evening.
telecollaboration project between Indian and Bangladesh teacher. I will present the first part. The first part is about social media. Uh, what social media apps do you use? What's favorite app, etc. So I'm going to show you about social media. We know social media is a computer-based technology that facilitates the sharing of ideas, thoughts, and information through the building of
Haile ma'am, turn off your
virtual
microphone, please.
networks and communities. By design, social media is internet-based and gives users quick electronic communication of content. A study has demonstrated the exceptional growth of social media in Bangladesh as more than 9 million users joined the platform between 2020 and 2021. The total number of social media users in the country is 45 million, according to the digital report, a report published in February by We Are Social. The number of social media users is equivalent to 27.2% of the total population of Bangladesh, the report reveals. There were 47.61 million internet users in Bangladesh in January 2021, increased by 7.7 million plus 19% between 2020 and 2021, reveals the report. Internet penetration in the country stood at 28.8% in January 2021. According to the report, there were 165.8 million mobile connections in Bangladesh in January 2021, which increased by 1.7 million between January 2020 and January 2021. The number of mobile connections in Bangladesh in January 2021 was equivalent to 100.2% of the total population, it said. Internet penetration in the country stood at 28.8% in January 2021. Which social media I use? I use Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, Imo, Line, Telegram. But I like most Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. I Hello.
Ma'am, recording has stopped. What to do then? Okay, ma'am, you record the next session, please.
I don't know how to record.
Ask sir, no then, because Zoa sir's recording has. Okay, continue.
It's recording, ma'am.
Now, Saile ma'am, will you present? Okay.
Ma'am, I'm connected again.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Continue, sir.
Okay.
So I like most Facebook and WhatsApp because in Facebook I can share my views, my personal feelings, my activities, and also can see others.
Sir,
And
your screen is not visible. Sir, your screen is not visible.
but I'm
Okay,
sharing.
now it's okay.
Okay, ma'am. Maybe it's because of network.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Unstable.
Now it's okay.
Okay.
Now
ma'am.
it's okay.
We can visualize. Yes.
And I like WhatsApp too because I like its feature, especially it's for calling, audio calling or video calling. It's best for me. I personally like it very much. I have a lot of groups here, groups with teachers, some uh, teachers from our country, some other foreign countries teachers also. and I actually took this medium so that I can increase my language skills, and I use them so that I can learn new things, new ideas from others also. Mostly I use WhatsApp to chat or audio call with abroad friends to increase my skill. And I think I'm little bit benefited. If I continue like this, maybe one day I will be 100%, I will achieve 100%. Social media has some advantages and disadvantages also. Here some advantages of social media. One, you reach large
Kylie ma'am, turn off your
audiences.
microphone.
You reach large audiences. There are millions of people using social media platforms. It's a great opportunity for your business to reach a large pool of people that are interested in your products or services. You have a direct connection with your audience. Social media is one of the few marketing strategies. Sorry for my network, ma'am. It's again disconnected, and I'm fortunate that I connect again. Am I visible, ma'am? Okay.
Yes,
Social
your
media.
screen is visible and you are
Okay,
audible
ma'am.
also.
Social media is one of the few marketing strategies that allow you to connect directly with your audience. You know who is interested in your business because they choose to follow your social media account. The social media advantage helps your business in numerous ways. You get to know them better. When you know your audience better, you can deliver more valuable content to them. You make the content more personalized to their interests, which leads to more engagement on your page and with your business. You provide better customer service. A direct connection with your audience allows you to resolve issues easier. You can address them personally, deal with their issues one to one, and build your brand in a positive light in the process. You gain valuable insight about your customers. The direct connection with your audience helps you get to know your audience better. You see who interacts with your post and how they interact with them. It helps you adapt your strategy to make it better for your followers. You see how your audience perceives your business. It's always good to know how others view your business. With social media marketing, you know what your audience thinks of your company. It's a huge advantage of social media marketing because you can capitalize on aspects people like about your business and fix elements they don't like. The direct connection with your audience is a great way to improve your overall marketing campaign. You will get insight from your followers and be able to adapt your social media strategy better to meet their needs. You can create organic content. The ability to post organic content for free is an incredible benefit of social media for business. This opens many opportunities for your company to connect with valuable leads at no cost. It's one of the reasons why companies love using these platforms. You can post as much content as you want to engage your audience to. These platforms enable you to post photos, videos, and more depending upon the social media network. It's a great way to put your brand out in front of people interested in your business and help them get more familiar with it. You have access to paid advertising services. If you want to go beyond organic posting, there is an option to run paid advertisement Each social platform offers its own form of paid advertising. Your social media advertising capabilities will vary depending upon your platform. Paid advertisement offer your business the opportunity to connect with interested leads that haven't found your business yet. Social media platforms allow you to tailor your ads to appear in the feeds of people who are looking for your products and services. This creates a great opportunity for your business to expand your reach and obtain new leads. You help more interested leads and find your business, which results in new followers as well as conversions for your business. You build your brand. One advantage of social media marketing is the ability to build your brand. When you connect with interested leads, you expose them to your brand. The ability to post organic content for free allows you to build brand recognition repeatedly with your audience. This builds brand loyalty. The more people get exposed to your brand, the more they become familiar with it. Brand familiarity leads to more conversions down the line because people tend to buy from brands they know well. Social media also helps you build your brand because it enables sharing. You can share, retweet, and repin content on these platforms. This means that followers can share your content with their friends and family, which helps expose your brand to more people. It's an excellent way for you to gain new leads. You can reach leads that you wouldn't reach otherwise. It helps you grow your followers and earn more leads. You drive traffic to your website. Social media is a great catalyst for driving traffic to your business website. Most social media platforms allow you to post content with a link to your website. When you create compelling content, you can entice your audience click on the link. This directs them to your site where they can learn more about your business. It's a great opportunity for you to help your audience get more familiar with your business. They can check out your website.
Saili ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Okay, you can
I
start
connect
again.
again. Yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
Make me host, please. Shali, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes. Sir, you are host
Okay.
now.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. They can check out your website and learn about your products and services. Depending on your business, you can even let people use your site to book appointments or pay bills. A dental social media marketing strategy, for example, may direct people to the practice website to book their first appointment and complete any new patient forms. More traffic on your site also helps your other marketing efforts because you will drive more relevant traffic to your page. You can evaluate your performance. The last advantage to social media marketing is the ability to assess your performance. Whenever you run a marketing campaign, you want to know how it's performing. Social media platforms make it easy for you to track your campaign to see if you are driving valuable results. You can determine how many people see your posts, comment, like, share, and more. If you run an advertising campaign, you can view metrics for that too. You will see metrics like impressions, clicks, and conversions. When you can evaluate your social media strategies performance, you can optimize it and improve it to drive better results. You can join social media networks for free. One of the biggest advantages of social media marketing is that it is entirely free to start. None of the largest platforms have sign up fees of any sort. So, the only investment you will need to make in the form of time. That being said, there are paid advertising options on most social media platforms. This can be a great tool for growing your following and reaching more users, but are by no means mandatory for business. You can create viral content. Perhaps the most unique advantage of social media is the ability to get help from your followers. People love to share things with their networks, from photos and recipes to interesting articles and hot deals. Unlike other forms of internet marketing, like your site and paid advertisements, content on social media is often shared. However wide you reach, your followers can share with their followers who then share with their followers, giving you a wider reach with lower cost than a traditional marketing campaign. You can uncover valuable insights. You can also use social media to gain valuable information about your customers that will help you make smarter business decisions. For example, social listening allows you to discover how people feel about your company and brand. With social listening, you can uncover conversations about your business and answer questions about your offerings. What do people like about your business? How can you improve your products and services to better meet the needs of your target audience? Understanding the answers to these questions, can your business uh, stand out from the competition and reach more people? These are some advantages of social media. Now we'll see some disadvantages of social media. With any marketing strategy, there are always disadvantages. The disadvantages don't mean that the approach isn't effective, but rather present potential hurdles you may have to jump through during your campaign. Here, some downsides to social media. Number one, cyberbullying. According to a report published by pewcenter.org, most of the children have become victims of the cyberbullying over the past. Since anyone can create a fake account and do anything without being traced, it has become quite easy for anyone to bully on the internet. Threats, intimidation messages, and rumors can be sent to the masses to create discomfort and chaos in the society. This research shows that approximately 1 in 20 students commit suicide in cyberbullying cases. Number two, hacking. Personal data and privacy can easily be hacked and shared on the internet, which can make financial losses and loss to personal life. Similarly, identity theft is another issue that can give financial losses to anyone by hacking their personal accounts. Several personal Twitter and Facebook accounts have been hacked in the past, and the hacker had posted materials that have affected the individual's personal lives lives. This is one of the dangerous disadvantages of the social media, and every user is advised to keep their personal data and accounts safe to avoid such accidents. Number three, addiction. The addictive part of the social media is very bad and can disturb personal lives as well. The teenagers are the most affected by the addiction of the social media. They get involved very extensively and are eventually cut off from the society. It can also waste individual time that could have been utilized by productive tasks and activities. Fraud and scams. Several examples are available where individuals have scammed and commit fraud through the social media. Security issues. Nowadays, security agencies have access to people's personal accounts, which makes the privacy almost compromised. You never know when you are visited by any investigation officer regarding any issue that you mistakenly or unknowingly discussed over the internet. Reputation. Social media can easily ruin someone's reputation just by creating a false history and spreading across the social media. Similarly, business can be also suffer losses due to bad reputation being conveyed over the social media. Cheating and relationship issues. Most of the people have used the social media platform to propose and marry each other. However, after some time, they turn to be wrong in their decision and part ways. Similarly, couples have cheated each other by showing the fake feelings and incorrect information. Shali ma'am, can you hear me?
Sir, you are the host.
Okay ma'am, thank you.
Go, sir.
Thank you ma'am.
Yes, sir, you are the host now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Health issues. The excess uses of social media can also have a negative impact on the health. Since exercise is the key to lose weight, most of the people get lazy because of the excessive use of social networking sites, which in results brings disorder in the routine life. This research by Seeker will shock you by showing how bad your health can be affected by the use of the social media. Social media causes death not just by using it but by following the stunts and other crazy stuffs that are shared on the internet. For example, bikers doing the unnecessary stunts, people doing the jump over the trains, and other life-threatening stuffs. For example, 14-year-old from Mumbai was doing stunts on a running train, which caused his death. These types of stunts are performed by the teenagers because of the successful stunts made and shared over the social media. The last one is glamorizes drugs and alcohol. One of the disadvantages of the social media is that people start to follow others who are wealthy or drug addicted and share their views and videos on the web, which eventually inspires others to follow the same and get addicted to the drugs and alcohol. These are disadvantages of social media. Do you think that social media has changed the way that people communicate? Yes, social media has changed the way that people communicate. The internet and social media has drastically, drastic- uh, drastically changed the way people all over the world interact and communicate. Social media networks allow us the opportunity to share opinions with a far wider audience. Another big change that has occurred is that there is now no filter on the way we speak. Social media is revolutionizing communication because it brings a new level of efficiency or influencing social change. These conversations can then be shared across the social web by any number of the more than 2.1 billion social media users worldwide. Social media reduced the barriers in communication, making it easier for everyone to express their thoughts to the world. Social media also helps widen the knowledge of an individual. Also, the interpersonal communication skills of an individual is being affected. Uh, are you concerned about your personal information being on the internet? Actually, I'm not, but I have some fear also. If hacker hack my social media site, he can do many bad things with my account. So we have to always be careful to our social media site, and we should always use strong password, and we should change the password after few months or few days, if you want to keep safe our social media site. Otherwise it's definitely good for us, although it has some disadvantages. So that's all from me tonight. Thank you so much to all of you for being watching my presentation. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Nice presentation, sir.
Nice, sir. Very nice. Very informative.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very nice.
So now, whom should I
Please.
make the host, ma'am?
To me?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. You are the host now, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
There. Okay.
Recording started, ma'am.
Yes, you can read your slides, ma'am.
Yes, recording started. The red sign has come to on my screen.
Okay, you can read your slides.
REC. Okay. Yeah. So, welcome, friends, in India Bangladesh Telecollaboration Project 2021, session number 12. Today, we are going to discuss about the two topics. The first one is all about social media, which I am going to explain, and the second topic is about gender equity. My friend Mrs. Vidya Pagar is going to deal with the second topic. Please, next slide, ma'am.
Yes.
Friends, man is a social animal. Communication is the most important need, closely attached to the emotions. Man can't live without society. All his needs are fulfilled by the society. Man is an intellectual animal, and he always tries to find out innovative ways of communication. Life, he is always in search of comfort and is in his life. So this in the ancient period, these are the different ways of communications. When someone was beating a drum, it is used to warn others that some danger is going to come, or something dangerous is going to happen. If someone lights on the fire, it means it is used to call people for help. Next, ma'am. Madam, next. And later on, in the 17th and 18th century, the messengers were delivering messages. They were having a kind of distance distributed among them. So particular kilometers they were running on their horses to hand over the messages from person to person. And these messengers were called hirkaras in ancient India. Then radio was also used to transmit and receive the sounds and messages live invisibly through the air. Next, madam. Pigeons were also used to carry letters. Then post office was invented, and it is a way to send letters with the help of postman. They used to deliver the letters to people's homes or workplaces. Next, ma'am. Pager. It is a portable machine which can be signaled to send a one-way message to the pager owner. History of communication. Here is a look back at what it looked like and the evolution of how we communicate. Smoke signals used by indigenous tribes in the 50s, then pigeon post used by the Romans more than 2000 years ago. Snail mail, earlier surviving piece of mail from 255 before Christ. Then electrical telegraphs were there, telephones were there, text messages are there. Now video messaging is there. So innovative ways we have invented with the help of technology. Changes. These are the changes happened over the past 30 years. More and more satellites have been launched into orbit, primarily for television and telephone service called the Global Positioning System, means GPS. The satellite network would revolutionize revolutionize how we communicate. How did communication change over time? Over the years, communication has changed dramatically. We went from having basically no technology and having to send letters to someone, means to having everything at the touch of our hands, means we are sending messages with the help of with everything is there at the tip of our fingers now. There is now telephones, uh, there are cell phones, computers, emails, which make the way we humans communicate extremely easy and fast. Next, madam. This is the advanced world of technology. We can see the internet network spread all over the world. This is also in this next picture, madam. Here we can see the satellites launched by various countries. Thank you, madam. Who will communicate? How will communication change in the future? In the distant future, we may be able to communicate by sending our thoughts through a network directly into someone else's brain. We are decades away from such technology, but scientists are working on creating brain computer interfaces that allow people to transmit thoughts directly to a computer. These are the different apps we every day we use for communication, mass communication. Next, madam. Social media. Social media is undoubtedly a boon for humans' civilization because it has brought the whole world together at one place where individuals can share their views and opinions. Such healthy interactions are proven to be beneficial for the people as it helps in co-development and co-enhance social skills. Next, ma'am. Yes, these are the different social medias. What is social media? Social networking, blogging, microblogging, online ratings, social bookmarking, podcast, forum message uh, boards, social knowledge, then geolocation, multimedia. These are the different kinds of ways through which we communicate with each other. Here are 5 benefits of using social media. Social media builds relationships. Social media is not just about brand connecting with other customers, with their customers. With the help of social media, we share your expertise. Social media gives us the opportunity to talk about what we know and what we want to be known for. And social media increases our visibility. Social media educates ourselves. We can connect with anybody at any time from anywhere. This is the benefit of social media. How social media can help students study? Social media can help centralize the collective knowledge of an entire class to make studying and communicating more effective for everyone. Start a contact list or group for the class to collaborate and share studies tips. Invite professors who use social media to follow the group conversation or join chats. Why are the what are the disadvantages of social media on youths? The negative effects of social media on teens, the negative impact of social media on youths are as follows. Youths may face Facebook depression, they may face anxiety, then cyber stalkings are there, cyber bullying is happening, sleep so many more people are getting deprived from their habit of sleep. There is a lower self esteem, and social isolation is created due to social media, and impractical expectations have rose with due to the excessive use of social media. What social media apps do you use? I use Facebook, Zoom, WhatsApp, Google Meet, Twitter, Messenger, emails. But Facebook, what is your favorite app? Facebook is my favorite app. The positive impacts of Facebook are it helps to build strong business network. It also helps to find good jobs. You can find your old friends whom you had lost connection before many years. You can find friends all over the world. No barrier is there about the boundary of any nation or state or caste or custom or religion or nothing. What are the impacts of Facebook? Hence, Facebook research has been associated with both positive and negative impacts to different aspects of people's lives, including positive impacts such as improving relationships between friends and family, and negative impacts such as low academic performance. If we think about the students' yearly performance, if the students are addicted to the smart mobile phones or playing various online games, then it may affect their annual academic performance. It can also affect their health, and personal relationship problems may be created there, and social problems also can be created due to the excessive use of social media. What are the advantages of Facebook for students? um, Facebook facilitates communication. We with the help of Facebook we can create groups, and through these groups we can have positive or good kind of interaction, and sharing of good ideas may be there, and that's why it can prove very best use of Facebook. If groups are there, teachers can share their teaching and learning practices with the help of these Facebook groups. We can schedule events. We can have live Facebook, which doesn't have time limit or limit of number of people. We can send messages with the help of messenger. We can share multimedia, we can post our class notes, we can provide direct communication with instructors, we can allow shy students, it is a good way to communicate, and Facebook facilitates classmate connections. Next, ma'am. Why is Facebook bad? The use of Facebook can have negative psychological effects that include feelings of jealousy and stress, a lack of attention, and social media addiction. that in some cases is comparable to drug addiction. Facebook's operations have also received coverage. So, as excessive salt is dangerous to our health, in the same way, overuse of social media is dangerous for our psychological, emotional health. What are the different types of cybercrime in India? Uh, what are the various types of cybercrime? Crime against government, such as cyber terrorism, crime against persons, such as cyber pornography, cyber stalking, cyber defamation, crime against property, such as online gambling, intellectual property, infringement, phishing, credit card frauds, online banking frauds. These are the provisions for cybercrime related offenses in our country, India. Section 69A means imprisonment of up to 7 years and a fine also. 69B is also imprisonment of up to 7 years and fine also. 71 Section 71 imprisonment of up to 2 years or fine of up to 1 lakh rupees or both. Section 72 means, wait a minute, ma'am. Section 72 means imprisonment of up to 2 years or fine of up to 1 lakh rupees or both. Okay, next. Are you addicted to social media? Not because whatever I use social media on WhatsApp, majorly I use Facebook and WhatsApp and Messenger in great way. But it is the positive use of social media, because I have an ideal thought in my mind to share my own good teaching and learning practices or teaching and learning material with my friends and uh, those who I know in India or all over the world. So that is the positive kind of use of media I always use for. And jealousy and stress, we should not get uh, over attracted towards all these things, or we should not think about how many likes I have received from on my post, what the people have commented, positive or negative things. So we should not think about all these things. Whatever good we can do from our side, we should go on doing. What others think, they have all freedom to think about your post, either positive or negative. So we should keep ourselves mentally and emotionally and psychologically healthy, though we are using social media. Are you concerned about your personal information being exposed on social media? Yes, of course. I'm many times. I'm very much. So thank you for this. Was all from my side. Thank you, Vidya Madam, for cooperating, displaying my slides on your laptop screen. Thank you.
It's
Thank you
okay.
so much.
Okay.
Thank
Can you see my screen?
Yes, madam.
Thank you
Yes.
very much, ma'am. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Now I'm going to present second part of it, that is about gender equity. Objectives, targets and indicators, then current status, what is the status figures of gender equity of India, then steps being implemented by Indian government to improve gender equity, then some local, national and international organizations that are working to improve gender equity in India, and some schemes which are working to improve gender equity in my country. For example, Beti Bachao Beti Padhao, Sukanya Samruddhi Yojana, Dhanalakshmi scheme, co-education, reservation in every sector of women, DDP, PS, MLA, MP, and job opportunity. We are going to tackle with all these problems. Gender equity objective. Gender bias is undermining our social fabric and devalues all of us. It is not just a human rights issue, it is a tremendous waste of the world's human potential. By denying women equal rights, we deny half the population a chance to live life at its fullest. Political, economic, and social equality for women will benefit all the world's citizens. Together, we can eradicate prejudice and work for equal rights and respect for all. Then, Sustainable Development Goal 5 is to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls through the pledge to leave no one behind. Countries have committed to fast-track progress for those furthest behind. First, Sustainable Development Goal 5 aims to grant women and girls equal rights, opportunities to live free without discrimination, including workplace discrimination or any violence. This is to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. In 2020, representation by women in single or lower houses of national parliament reached 25%, up slightly from 22% in 2015. Women now have better access to decision-making positions at the local level, holding 36% of elected seats in local deliberative bodies based on data from 133 countries and areas. Whilst female genital mutilation and cutting is becoming less common, at least 200 million girls and women have been subjected to these harmful practices. Goal number 5, achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls by 2030. Now we are going to see the objectives. End all forms of discrimination against all women and girls everywhere, and the target. Whether or not legal frameworks are in place to promote, enforce, and monitor equality and non-discrimination on the basis of sex. The second objective is eliminate all forms of violence against all women and girls in the public and private spheres, including trafficking and sexual and other types of exploitation. And the indicators: proportion of ever partnered women and girls aged 15 years and older subjected to physical, sexual, or psychological violence by a current or former intimate partner in the previous 12 months by form of violence and by age. And the next indicator is proportion of women and girls aged 15 years and older subjected to sexual violence by persons other than an intimate partner in the previous 12 months by age and place of occurrence. Next objective is eliminate all harmful practices such as child, early and forced marriage, and female genital mutilation. And indicator: proportion of women aged 20 to 24 years who were married or in a union before age 15 and before age 18. The next indicator: proportion of girls and women aged 15 to 49 years who have undergone female genital mutilation, cutting by age. Next objective: recognize and value unpaid care and domestic work through the provision of public services, infrastructure, and social protection policies, and the promotion of shared responsibility within the household and the family as nationally appropriate. And the indicator: proportion of time spent on unpaid domestic and care work by sex, age, and location. Next objective: ensure women's full and effective participation and equal opportunities for leadership at all levels of decision making in political, economic, and public life. Indicator: proportion of seats held by women in national parliaments and local governments. Next indicator: proportion of women in managerial positions. Next objective: ensure universal access to sexual and reproductive health and reproductive rights as agreed in accordance with the program of action of the International Conference on Population and Development and the Beijing Platform for Action and Outcome documents of their review conferences. And indicators: proportion of women aged 15 to 49 years who make their own informed decisions regarding sexual relations, contraceptive use and reproductive health care. Next indicator, number of countries with laws and regulations that guarantee full and equal access to women and men aged 15 years and older to sexual and reproductive health care, information and education. Next objective is undertake reforms to give women equal rights to economic resources as well as access to ownership and control over land and other forms of property, financial services, inheritance, and natural resources in accordance with national laws. Indicator, proportion of total agricultural population with ownership or secure rights over agricultural land by sex and share of women among owners of rights bearers of agricultural land by type of tenure. Next indicator is proportion of countries where the legal framework, including customary law, guarantees women's equal rights to land ownership and or control. The next objective, enhance the use of enabling technology, in particular information and communication technology, to promote the empowerment of women. And the indicator, proportion of individuals who own a mobile telephone by sex. Next objective, adopt and strengthen sound policies and enforceable legislation for the promotion of gender equality and the empowerment of all women and girls at all levels. And the indicator, proportion of countries with systems to track and make public allocations for gender equality and women's empowerment. Now we are going to see the current status of gender equality in India. Discrimination against women and girls is a pervasive and long-running phenomenon that characterizes Indian society at every level. India's progress towards gender equality, measured by its position on the rankings, such as the Gender Development Index, has been disappointing. Despite fairly rapid rates of economic growth, although the Constitution of India grants men and women equal rights, gender disparities remain. Research shows gender discrimination mostly in favor of men in many realms, including the workplace. Discrimination affects many aspects in the lives of women, from career development and progress to mental health disorders.
Mental health disorders.
Yeah. Gender equality in India refers to the health, education, economic, and political inequalities between men and women in India. Various international gender inequality index rank India differently on each of these factors as well as on a composite basis, and these indices are controversial. Gender inequalities and their social causes impact India's sex ratio, women's health over their lifetime, their educational attainment, and economic conditions. It also prevents the institution of equal rape laws for men. Gender inequality in India is multifaceted issue that concerns men and women. Some argue that various gender equality indexes place men at a disadvantage. However, when India's population is examined as a whole, women are at a disadvantage in several important ways. In India, discriminatory attitudes towards either sex have existed for generations and affect the lives of both sexes. Although the Constitution of India grants men and women equal rights, gender disparities remain. Research shows gender discrimination mostly in favor of men in many sections of
Realms.
realms. What is the status figures of gender equality in your country? See, these are the figures of male and female statistics.
Yes.
Then, what steps are being implemented by government to improve gender equity? Government of India has taken several measures, interventions, and strengthened institutional mechanism towards the empowerment of women and for elimination of gender gap and inequality. Integrated Child Development Services is being implemented to address the nutritional needs of children and pregnant and lactating women. Matritva Sahayog Yojana for pregnant and lactating women to improve their health and nutrition status. Janani Suraksha Yojana implemented with the objective of reducing maternal and infant mortality. Tabla scheme aims at the empowerment of adolescent girls in age group of 11 to 18 years. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan and Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan schemes are being implemented to universalize elementary and secondary education respectively, having a strong focus on improving enrollment and retention of girls. Support to training and employment program for women schemes aims to ensure sustainable employment and income generation for marginalized and assetless rural and urban women. The Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, MNREGA, helps in economic and social empowerment of women. The Ministry of Women and Child Development is implementing the following schemes to reduce gender gap and promote gender sensitization. The Beti Bachao Beti Padhao has been launched to address the issue of declined child sex ratio on a life cycle continuum basis. One-stop centers integrated with women helpline have been established across the country. 181 have been established across the country to provide integrated support and assistance to women affected by violence. Engagement of Mahila police volunteers has been initiated to act as a link between police and public. Several steps and initiatives have also been taken up in school education systems such as National Curriculum Framework 2005 and flagship program like Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan and the subsequent Right to Education Act. Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalayas have been opened in educationally backward blocks. Gender sensitization is also done through Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan, which includes gender sensitization module, part of in-service training, construction for toilet for girls, construction of residential quarters for female teachers, and curricular reforms. Now I'm going to tell you some local, national, and international organizations which are working to improve gender equality in India. Akshara, based in Mumbai, main focus is forming a gender-just society by empowering young girls, educating the youth, and lobbying with the state to create a safe city for women. Akshara is a non-profit organization working towards enhancing social consciousness of gender inequality. It recognizes that giving women the ability to stand up for themselves, provide for themselves, and protect themselves is essential to ensure a gender equal atmosphere. It runs the Empowering Dreams program, wherein it empowers disadvantaged young women by providing scholarships and capacity building workshops to help them break out of their circles of poverty. Its Youth for Change program trains young men and women to become supporters of gender equality and take a personal and social action. Now we are going to see Commit to Change. Commit to Change, based in New York and online. Main focus is Commit to Change transforms the lives of orphan girls through the power of education. They believe education uncovers options for a brighter future. The organization was founded on the principle that all it takes is one girl to change the lives of many. Through their adaptive educational and life skill programs, Commit to Change is dedicated to providing girls the tools to reclaim their worth, catalyze positive change, and uplift their communities as they grow. Commit to Change believes that to achieve this, girls should have access to equality education, have a mentor or role model, be open to talking about mental wellness, and be passionate about learning. Next is Koro, which is based in Mumbai. Main focus is Koro works towards a social based on equality and justice by empowering leaders in the most marginalized communities to steer collective action for social change. The organization has 6 key targets that aim to empower women, aid people in possessing resources, defend human rights, holding the system accountable, empower youth, and generally improve people's quality of life. Safety, based in India, US, and online. Main focus is empowering women to not tolerate sexual violence and harassment and helping them voice their experiences, opinions, and stance. Then Care, based in its headquarters are in Delhi. Multiple branches are there: Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Karnataka, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Pune, Odisha, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh. And main focus is a strong force aiming to alleviate poverty and social injustice in India. Then next is based in Chennai and Colorado. Main focus is providing women with healthcare and sanitary products to protect themselves against infectious disease, allowing them to continue to be productive in their lives, established in the light of the alarming fact that 1,600 women die each day due to infections in pregnancy or childbirth. AIS was established to prevent such avoidable deaths and promote education for women on how to remain safe. Founded by Habib Anwar and Zubeda Bai, AIS was designed to bring health solutions to India's rural poor through the sanitation and healthcare of women. Now I'm going to tell you some schemes which are working to improve gender equity in my country. For example, Beti Bachao Beti Padhao, Sukanya Samruddhi Yojana, Dhanalakshmi scheme, co-education, reservation in every sector for women, and job opportunity. Objective of the Beti Bachao Beti Padhao scheme. The overall theme of Beti Bachao Beti Padhao Yojana scheme is to push the Indian society towards offering girl child a better and safe environment to grow in. Therefore, each objective has been planned to revolve around the central aim in mind only. To address the issue of the decline trend of child sex ratio, to promote the development of a holistic environment for girl empowerment, to promote girl education without any discrimination, to prevent gender bias, sex selective elimination of girl child, and to prevent sex selective abortion, to put a stop on child marriage and dowry practices, to ensure survival and protection of the girl child, and eradicate evils like female foeticide and female infanticide, to focus on gender critical districts and improve their CSR, to celebrate the birth of girl child and appreciate her contribution in our lives, and to break the gender stereotypes of Indian society. Then popular schemes, Sukanya Samruddhi Yojana, Ladli scheme, Kanya Shri Prakalpa Yojana, Balika Samriddhi Yojana, Ladli Lakshmi Yojana, Dhanalakshmi schemes. These are under the Save Girl, Educate Girl scheme. Sukanya Samruddhi Yojana is a saving.
Yes, madam.
Sukanya Samruddhi Yojana is a savings scheme launched back in 2015 as part of the government initiative Beti Bachao Beti Padhao campaign. This scheme enables the guardians to open a saving account for their girl child with an authorized commercial Bank of India post branch as of 1st July 2019. Then the next scheme, Dhanalakshmi scheme. The Dhanalakshmi scheme mainly focuses to minimize.
Ma'am, please share your screen, please.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. Okay, the Dhanalakshmi scheme mainly focuses to minimize female infanticide cases in India by means of providing an insurance cover. This scheme also supports education for girl child and offers alluring insurance schemes to prevent early marriages.
I can't see your screen, ma'am.
Sir, can you see my screen?
No, ma'am.
No.
What to do then?
Again, you have to share your screen. Again, share your screen.
But I can't see those options now.
Just click at the bottom. Move any key at the bottom. Cursor.
No, yeah, I'm moving the cursor every corner, bottom to top.
Go to whole screen. Go to whole screen. Whole screen. Full screen. Full screen.
Full screen. Yes. Go to full screen.
Yes, the screen is full.
Then
Exit the full screen. Then you will show all the options. You will see the all options.
No, I can't see. Can you see my screen now?
yes, madam. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We see your screen. You are visible and audible.
Okay, Dhanalakshmi
Visible and
scheme
audible.
mainly focuses to minimize female infanticide cases in India by means of providing an insurance cover. The scheme also supports education for girl child and offers alluring insurance schemes to prevent early marriages. Then the next scheme is, what are the advantages of co-education system? There are many advantages of co-education. Advantages such as economy, better use of limited educational resources and infrastructure, sense of equality, mutual understanding between boys and girls, etc. Co-educational institutions bring out the best in boys and girls and are necessary for leading a happy and prosperous life. It helps to develop a desirable behavior among students and improve their efficiency. Therefore, co-education is essential for social, intellectual, moral, and education. Then the next topic is reservation in every sector for women. Women's reservations in 1993, a constitutional amendment was passed in India that called for a random 1/3 of village council leader or sarpanch positions in Gram Panchayat to be reserved for women. There is a long-term plan to extend this reservation to parliament and legislative assemblies. Its opponents consider this preferential treatment of women in India as discrimination against them in admissions in schools, colleges, and universities. Job opportunity. The government and international organizations like the World Bank have been trying to reserve the drop of female employment. One of the main planks of those efforts has been to boost educational levels among women. The World Bank says it has committed more than $2 billion to education in India and has been working with the central and state governments on a program that is changing attitudes towards educating girls. As it noted in a paper in 2015, many optimists believe that more childcare facilities and an increase in the number of women who attend secondary and tertiary education will reserve the fall. But it also said average schooling has been increasing at about 1 year per decade. At that rate, it says it could take half a century before the proportion of women in the workforce increases again. That's all from my side. Thank you. Now, Zoha sir, you can share your screen and you can continue.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for nice
Shall I stop sharing?
presentation. Yeah, you can.
No, sir. Then you will be visible.
Sir, recording is in the progress, so I have continued.
Recording is started.
Started.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Thank you all for your nice presentation. Especially Vidya ma'am presented very nicely and very informative presentation by her.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome to my presentation. Today I was not well prepared, but I try to share my view with you. What is the status figure of gender equality of my country? Bangladeshi women have been struggling to establish their rights and female family, society, and in the state. Practically in the society and the implementation of law, women are still facing discrimination, exclusion, and injustice, and have negligible influence in decision-making processes. Discriminatory laws and policies hinder formal equality, and socio-political conditions prevent women from exercising their rights. Girls are often considered a burden, especially for poor households, where there are a risk of marriage at an early age, and where the practice of dowries, though illegal, continues, and the burdensome. Women are usually the last to eat and meals time, and 30% of the women are chronically malnourished. Furthermore, violence against women makes women socially vulnerable and prevents them from fully participating in society. However, women's opportunities and public participation in Bangladesh have changed significantly in recent decades. For example, major progress has been made in closing the gender gap in school enrollments at both primary and secondary levels. Girls are currently outnumber boys enrollments. Many women are now members of the local government councils that have important responsibilities for rural and urban development. The rapid growth of the garment industry has provided a large number of formal sector jobs for women, who comprise more than 90% of its labor force. This has significantly contributed to Bangladesh's annual GDP growth rate of more than 5% of the past decade. Here you see a figure comparing gender gap for Bangladesh by sub-index. Here red marked in 2006 and blue marked in 2018. Political empowerment 2006 0.73 and 2018 0.47. Health and survival 0.5 in 2006 and 2018 in 0.3. Educational attainment 2006 in 0.13 and 2018 0.05. Economic participation 2006 is 0.58 and 2018 0.56, and overall 2006 is 0.37 and 2018 is 0.28. Here you see a figure from 1973 to 2008. Overall percentage of women candidates, number of women elected in general seats, percentage of women in general seats, number of women in reserved seats, percentage of women against the total seats. Here, women's representation in national parliament in South Asia and Nepal, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, Bhutan, Maldives, and Sri Lanka also. And you see Bangladesh position, lower single house 350, and women in 69, percentage 19.7%. Here you show another figure and a picture with a poster of a candidates. Pray, vote for her from the must people. Here a pie chart. Their color mentioned are input in productive decisions, autonomy in productions, ownership of assets, purchase, sale, or transfer of assets, access to and decisions on credit, control over use of income, group members, speaking in public, workload, and leisure. Here, the color mentioned in pie chart, the percentage mentioned in this pie chart. What steps are being implemented by government to improve gender equity? Engaging women in family and community level economic activities, improve access to social services, partnership with institutions of influence, parental awareness building on importance of education, reducing economic and cultural barriers of female education, building capacity and awareness to identify and address source of injustice, support service to widows and women escaping violence, identifying and analyzing core problems and opportunities. In the parliamentary budget of 2017-18, the budget that was set for the health sector was 16,000 sorry, this slide is a previous presentation. Here you see some projects for women. Joyita, Ratnagorba, Mother, Priyadarshini, and some other also have this project for female. Here is some picture. This picture is a garment sector of Bangladesh. This picture in agriculture field in women in Bangladesh, and this female labor waiting for work in roadside, and it's also a industrial picture where women work in industry. And here you in this slide you see 4 pictures. The first picture is the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina. The second picture of Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhuri, Speaker of the Parliament. Here you see Raushon Ershad, previous opposition leader of Parliament. And lastly, Begum Khaleda Jia, the chairperson of BNP, the biggest political party of Bangladesh, one of the biggest political party of Bangladesh, and all 4 are women. It's our pride. There's our Prime Minister, our Speaker, and our opposition leader. All are women. Some national and international NGO and other. USAID, World Vision, UNICEF, UNDP, World Bank, IMF, and some NGOs name I have mentioned. BRAC, Grameen Bank, ASHA, Caritas, Shavolombi, KRBD, KR Bangladesh, Nari Pragati. These NGOs work for women. They give loans, or sometimes they give instruments to develop women's positions. They give sewing machine, or sometimes they give cows, goat, and many other facilities to develop women's position. And so many NGOs working in Bangladesh, and for this the women's positions are now rising in Bangladesh. And that's all from my side, and thank you all, and thanks for watching my presentation.
Yes, your presentation was very informative, sir. We like it.
Thank you, sir.